It's your boy Calizzo. Today we are reacting to SpongeBob conspiracy theories with Blasphemous HD. I think they go into depth with this conspiracy theory. Yeah, let's get into it.
Mr. Krabs has a dream that he's on a boat fishing for a massive dollar. This is his memory of killing Pearl's mother.
Yeah! What it is, guys? It's your boy Blasphemous HD, and today we are here to check out none other than SpongeBob conspiracy number 4, the evolution theory. So I've been watching nothing but episodes off the camera. If you guys want to watch the original video, it is by none other than Alex Bell. Let's do this. Delicious.
Are the Bikini Bottom citizens the result of nuclear radiation?
The fuck?
Who is Pearl's mother?
Ooh, that's a good one.
What is the Krabby Patty's secret formula?
How does a crab give birth to a whale?
Biggest questions in the show SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yo.
And today I'm going to be answering all 3 of them and
Ew.
more with just one theory. Get ready for the darkest SpongeBob conspiracy you'll ever see.
That's
This
racist.
is the evolution theory.
What you mean dark? What do you mean dark? Don't you racism at us?
Another SpongeBob conspiracy. Guess I'm the SpongeBob guy now. That's all I make. You guys sure love these SpongeBob theories.
Alex Bale out with another video. The makers of SpongeBob with your fear.
You want to protect your brain waves against alien mind control? Purchase yourself a tinfoil crazy people hat today.
People. William sends the doctor in. He's not really a doctor.
Yep.
He's just trying to infiltrate. That's the little round thing on his head there. Oh my God! Thank God for Alex Bale. Look at that. He's helping.
This nigga really wears a tinfoil shark fin hat on his head. You cannot make this stuff up. Subscribe to Conspiracy Carl, guys.
By far, the most popular SpongeBob theory out there is the Bikini Atoll nuclear radiation theory. It's pretty simple. It's been confirmed that Bikini Bottom is actually beneath a real-life place called Bikini Atoll. From 1946 to 1958, the United States did nuclear tests there, devastating the area and making it radioactive even to this day.
Ooh, those are shaped like condoms,
Bikini Bottom can talk,
which you should be using.
Is because of mutations caused by these nuclear tests. And that's about the whole theory. Even though there's tons and tons
conspiracy
of
theories,
none
bruh.
of them actually go in depth with it or really
crazy, bruh.
For evidence. But y'all know that if Alex Bale is making a theory on it, then it's not going to be some baby surface level analysis. I will watch every single episode of SpongeBob. I will read every page of the goddamn Wikipedia. If I'm making a theory on it, then you guys know it's going to be good. And once I really started looking into this theory, I realized that there is so much more here than anyone thinks. Get ready, because today we're going to be solving the biggest mysteries in the history of SpongeBob SquarePants and changing the way you look at the entire show. So without further ado, let's begin the theory. In order to find out whether the Bikini Atoll theory is true, we first have to determine whether fish talking and being so intelligent is unique to Bikini Bottom, or if that's just the way the SpongeBob universe works. You know, it could just be that all animals in this world are able to talk, and that's completely normal because at the end of the day, SpongeBob is still just a cartoon. Well, if we take a look at season 2...
I'm practicing for my young child support love song that I'm dropping. Musically, I'm practicing for my love. I'm practicing for young child support's first love song that I'm dropping in about 2 weeks. Send the nudes, you know. Can she please send all of the nudes to me? Hopefully, then she will Netflix and chill with me. You guys got it. It's a love song. Can you rub my balls tonight? Shake them like a paradise. Send the pics if you're my friend of the clothes you're not wearing.
Guys.
Episode 10, Feral. A bit of a hint about how the SpongeBob world works. In this episode, a green moon appears and transforms all the characters into less cartoony versions of themselves.
Oh no! Oh no! What the? They got roaches?
In real life, they can't talk.
Oh no!
The French narrator is watching all this unfold, and he says this very important line.
for monitoring the behavior of the green moon all day. It is called Neptune's moon. Every 100 years, it de-evolves everyone in Bikini Bottom into primal fish.
Every 100 years, it de-evolves everyone in Bikini Bottom into primal fish. So this implies that the characters in Bikini Bottom are more evolved and were once like these primal fish. But this doesn't prove that the evolution only exists in Bikini Bottom. It could still be a worldwide phenomenon. Remember that bonus DVD clip I found in my television theory? It was about humans studying fish in Bikini Bottom because of their intelligence.
Land-loving scientists have tried to learn the secrets of intelligence. Their studies led them to the sea, where the citizens of one undersea colony demonstrated a genius so enormous, the scientists felt compelled to record their actions for use in teaching mankind how to live better.
This makes it sound an awful lot like the fish in Bikini Bottom actually are uniquely evolved, and it's not some worldwide phase. Then, in the Spongebob 20-year anniversary special, SpongeBob's Big Birthday Blowout, we get a major piece
That was
of
one of my
evidence
favorite episodes, guys.
SpongeBob and Patrick take a tour of the surface world and eventually go to a fish store and see some very realistic, less evolved fish.
What kind of monsters would want to keep fish folk in jail like this? They're so beautiful.
They can't talk back to SpongeBob and Patrick, and they're actually able to swim freely through the water instead of being affected by gravity. They are clearly showing us that both evolved and primitive fish exist in this universe at the same time. Now, sometimes we've seen Bikini Bottom characters represented as realistic fish like this, but only when they're out of water, never while they're still in water like these fish. We even see this again in the beginning of the third SpongeBob movie, Sponge on the Run. The movie opens with a coral reef full of these realistic
Is that the one with David Hasselhoff in it?
Eventually we get to Bikini Bottom where the more evolved fish live. So there you go. Direct proof the citizens of Bikini Bottom are uniquely evolved. This is a very deliberate world-building choice for the creators to make.
Hey, turn up.
Confirms the Bikini Atoll theory. Theory confirmed. We did it. Woo! Well, let's hold on for a second. As much as I'd love to call this theory complete, there's actually one major piece of evidence that gives me some resistance. Something I've never seen anyone else bring up when talking about this theory. Prehistoric Bikini Bottom. We've seen episodes like UGG or SB-129 that show Bikini Bottom millions of years in the past, but we still see evolved versions of SpongeBob and Patrick. Sure, they may not be super intelligent or advanced, but they're still clearly way more evolved than the primitive, realistic versions we see in Feral Friends or in the fish store. So, how are we seeing these evolutions millions of years before the Bikini Atoll tests? Well, unfortunately, I think the only conclusion is that the Bikini Atoll theory just isn't true. I mean, clearly something has caused Bikini Bottom citizens to be uniquely evolved, there's no denying that. But whatever caused it took place millions of years ago and couldn't have been the Bikini Atoll nuclear tests. Then, what really caused the evolution? In the entire show, the only thing we've seen that directly affects the evolution of characters is the Green Moon and Feral Friends. Except the French narrator specifically calls it Neptune's moon.
It is called Neptune's moon.
Named after the ruler of the seven seas, King Neptune. King Neptune is a character who's been around since the beginning of the sea. He's a character who the Bikini Bottom citizens view as their god. And he's a character who has the ability to change fish into other forms.
Oh shit.
King Neptune used his magic to turn the fish of the sea into more evolved subjects for him to rule over. He's the one who's been behind it all this time. Now, I could spend this entire video talking about King Neptune and his weird continuity and contradictions in the show, but I'll save that for another video. What I'd much rather talk about are the implications of having evolved and primitive fish coexisting in the sea. Now, we know that this evolution isn't specific to just Bikini Bottom. We've seen different cities and places far across the ocean that still have talking fish, which makes sense because the marine life in Bikini Bottom has evolved to resemble humans, so it's no surprise that just like humans, they've expanded beyond Bikini Bottom and colonized other areas of the sea. But now, I have an interesting question for you. What is the relationship between evolved fish and primitive unevolved fish? Well, they probably just peacefully coexist in the sea without bothering each other. You know, just like real-life humans and animals. Wait a second.
Oh shit. Are they eating? The fish went to war, my nigga?
What is outplay? You play and it records.
The fish
You
went
choose
to
exactly
war.
what you want it to record, whether it be kills, assists, deaths, wins, just the action, which saves you a lot.
In Season 3, Episode 10, the Krusty Krab training video, there is this hilarious, absurd moment when they're talking about Mr. Krabs.
After the war, Krabs stayed secluded in a deep depression that seemed endless.
Like, what war happened in Bikini Bottom? They just tell us this and then completely drop it. But with this new context, is it possible that Krabs fought in a war against these primitive, wild fish of the sea? I mean, let's remember in Feral Friends, some of those de-evolved fish
No.
were massive
Run!
compared to the evolved
Run,
fish.
bitch!
They immediately
Oh my God!
fighting each other.
The battle for the survival
The
of
food chain, guys.
What?
So yeah, in order for the Bikini Bottom citizens to survive and expand, they would probably break into some kind of war. And from the sounds of it, this war must have been pretty brutal to...
I ain't even gonna lie, bro. When all them fish turned into regular fish and started eating each other, that shit activated my aquaphobia, bro. For real, I got scared.
put Mr. Krabs into such a deep depression. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Is there actually any evidence that proves the war Mr. Krabs fought in was specifically this evolutionary war? Well, through the few flashbacks we get, we know that Mr. Krabs served in the Navy. And yes, they were sailing ships on an ocean, even though they're already underwater. This is actually a real-life phenomenon where certain parts of the sea can have a higher level of salinity, and it looks like an underwater ocean. Shout out Miss Parks, my high school marine biology teacher. We also know from maps of Bikini Bottom that the town is surrounded by this underwater ocean. So that places Mr. Krabs' war outside of Bikini Bottom where this evolutionary war would have to take place. Then if we take a look at Mr. Krabs' home, we see it is full of memorabilia from his past days in the Navy. But hidden within here is something that will absolutely blow your mind and answer one of the biggest questions in the show. Hanging there on his wall is a picture of a massive whale next to a ship. You don't think that could be...
Pearl!
It can't be. Pearl's mother?
Bro, I didn't... Oh, damn, see?
Mr. Krabs' whale
She as ugly as her daughter.
Never really explains how a crab could be the father of the whale, but most people just assume she was adopted. People have been speculating about who Pearl's biological mother is for years, and I think we finally just found our answer.
I've never had whale vagina. I wonder what that's like.
I could have sworn they showed
We gonna edit that
Pearl's
out.
mother hanging up
No,
in an
no, for
antique
real, though.
shop.
If any of you guys
It must have been a
know a
different
place where
episode.
I can acquire some without
No,
having
that
to
was
deal with the
Mrs. Puff's
police
husband.
again.
My bad.
Blasphemous HD, you gotta stop mating outside your species. Like, come on, man. You know, where's the fun in that? You know, that squirrel backside. You know.
We see two photos of this whale on a ship in Season 3, Episode 9. Just one episode before we find out Mr. Krabs fought in a war. Since this is among all of Mr. Krabs' Navy stuff, I think we can assume that this is something he encountered and not just some random picture of a whale on a ship above the ocean. The whale is massive compared to the ship. We've seen adult whales in Bikini Bottom before, but they are nothing compared to the size of this whale. This has a much closer resemblance to Pearl when she de-evolved in Feral Friends and became massive. So this has to be an unevolved primitive whale, and the picture clearly shows them fighting. Not
That's a
only
huge
does it
bitch.
prove that there was a war between evolved and primitive fish, that Mr. Krabs definitely fought in it, but this also implies something very dark.
That's a huge
Mr.
bitch.
Krabs killed Pearl's mother.
What? He killed her. He killed her mom.
The only direct reference we get in the show to Pearl's mother is one of Mr. Krabs' many sayings, Mother of Pearl.
Mother of Pearl! Mother of Pearl! Holy Mother of Pearl!
He uses it in place of something like Holy Crap or Dear God, only saying it when something truly shocking or terrible happens, because he knows the terrible thing that happened to Pearl's mother. Why did Mr. Krabs go into such a deep depression after the war? Because he's haunted by what he's done, and the smoking harpoon to prove it is right there on his wall.
But it's not
So,
smoking.
That leaves us with an important question.
Dude, this spear is smoking
Mr.
on
Krabs killed
Pearl's mother.
mother.
That makes sense, actually.
Why did he adopt Pearl? After he killed her mother, he probably realized
Damn,
he had a
bitch.
daughter who had the evolutionary genes. Instead of leaving her to die, he
Damn,
adopted her as his
bitch.
own, all while keeping the dark secret that he was responsible for her mother's death.
Nigga.
Yet, well, don't worry, there's still time for this theory to get even worse. Now's your chance to remove yourself before things get really dark.
This
Nasty. This is gonna be like
huge mind.
SpongeBob Pornhub.
Still here? Okay.
Did I've
Mind
never
exploding.
been to SpongeBob Pornhub, by the way.
How come most fish
Swear
are
to-
basically
swear to God,
humans, but
man.
a snail or a worm acts like a pet? Well, just like humans have domesticated wild animals, it should be no surprise that evolved fish have domesticated primitive fish as pets. Unlike the massive primitive fish that the Bikini Bottom citizens had to go to war with, there's also smaller primitive fish like jellyfish, snails, spirit worms, seahorses, and clams that the Bikini Bottom citizens were able to form a symbiotic relationship with. Aww, and I thought you said this was going to be the dark part, Alex. They're living peacefully together. That's nice. Okay, you got me. Here's another fun question. Where do the citizens of Bikini Bottom get their food? I mean, sure, some of it is plant-based, but there sure does seem to be an awful lot of meat-based food under the sea. I think you know where I'm going with this. The Bikini Bottom citizens eat
Krabby Patties.
It's
Come
not cannibalism,
Pearl's
they're
mother.
less evolved than you, right?
Whale
There's
burgers.
No moral dilemma there.
Isn't
In
it?
Season 3, Episode 13, we see direct proof of this when the characters go fishing for primitive clams. This is something completely normal in this world. And then there's the chum bucket, which sells chum. Chum is literally just ground up fish. The show isn't even hiding this. Now, we don't really see too much of the meat harvesting side of Bikini Bottom, and I'm not surprised they're keeping it on the DL, you know, with the whole cannibalism thing, but there is one secret to making food that is kept more secret than anything in Bikini Bottom.
That if you pee on it, it lasts longer. I learned that from R. Kelly's cooking show, Cooking with R. Kelly, before he got convicted. I don't want to talk about it.
The best kept secret in the entire show. You already know what I'm gonna say, the Krabby Patty secret formula. Throughout the show, there's been lots of contradictory evidence about the Krabby Patty secret formula. In Season 4, Episode 7, Mr. Krabs says it's an old family recipe.
Your mother knows the Krabby Patty formula?
Of course she does. It's an old Krabs family recipe.
But in Season 5, Episode 1, apparently Mr. Krabs discovered it on his own by accidentally mixing random ingredients together. Sometimes it's a secret formula, sometimes it's a book, sometimes it's a secret sauce, and any glimpse we get of the formula is just random nonsense. There is a ton of contradictory evidence out there, but I think this might all be intentional. In order to throw people off, Mr. Krabs has spread misinformation about the Krabby Patty formula. In fact, he's already done this in Season 3, Episode 18, by hiding a fake formula for Plankton to find that says he's the secret ingredient.
Mixed together with the most important ingredient of all, 4 heaping pounds of freshly ground plankton.
And the contradictions aren't just inside the show. Even one of the Spongebob crew members once said that Krabby Patties are vegetarian and contain no meat. But I've always been a little suspicious about what the creators say. They've also said that they're not allowed to show fish as food, except they clearly do with chum, clam fishing, and all the many gags where fish turn into food. It's almost like they're not allowed by Nickelodeon to publicly acknowledge this because that could create a controversy, but they could still sneak this dark secret into the show. So, what is the true secret ingredient? Where does the meat really come from? It's strange, you never really see Mr. Krabs get the meat delivered, or at least go out himself to get it. It's almost like he has all the meat he needs stockpiled somewhere. What primitive meat could Mr. Krabs have access to? Maybe he's been holding on to something from the war. What could Mr. Krabs have during the war that he doesn't want anyone to find out about?
Are you serious?
Something big enough to supply him with meat for years without needing more.
Yo!
What could that be? You really gonna make me say it?
Pearl's mother!
Krabs is using Pearl's dead mother's carcass to make Krabby Patties.
Oh my god!
Guys! I'm so glad. Season 1, Episode 15, Sleepy Time. Mr. Krabs has a dream that he's on a boat fishing for a massive dollar. This is his memory of killing Pearl's mother.
Yo!
Caesar adds is money. And
Yo!
what name he calls the dollar.
Yo!
Doing, Mr. Krabs?
Hey, picking Neptune's bucket.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about cold hard flipping cash. It's the mighty Moby Dollar.
Moby Dollar, a direct
Yo!
reference to Moby Dick, a story about hunting a whale. Are you kidding me?
Yo!
Evolution theory. I warned you guys about the dark one. The Bikini Atoll theory, King Neptune, Pearl's mother, the Krabby Patty formula, we hit everything in this theory. Even if you don't agree with all of it, you gotta admit a lot of this makes sense.
It does!
Krabs' aspirations for money and greed have caused him to do terrible, terrible things. At least his love for Pearl seems to be real, so maybe there's some small amount of good in him. And even though Pearl's mother probably provides tons of meat, eventually he's gonna run out and he'll have to face what he's done. Well, unless, of course, there's another whale he has access to.
Pearl's daughter!
Nope, no. No. Mr. Krabs wouldn't do that. He loves Pearl. He's not just raising her for Krabby Patty meat. Even Mr. Krabs isn't that much of a monster.
Yo! What?
Huh. Well, alrighty then, that's the end of that theory. Just gonna end it here before there's any more dark plot twists. You guys have been insanely supportive with these SpongeBob theories, so I guess I have to make more. I've been your host, Alex Bale. Thanks for watching.
Hang out with you and go on adventures and do whatever you want to do, forever. Oh, well, okay. I mean, that's what you want.
Yeah, get some of that Pearl meat. Huh? Some of that Krabby Patty formula. Some of that balloon animal condom meat. Not like that. Not that type of meat. Unless she pays.
Hey, just want to let you know that I think I'm gonna take a break from the SpongeBob videos for a little bit.
I don't like this.
I mean,
I don't like this, guys.
People love them. It's just, I think I want to go back to making actual films for a bit.
This guy's funny.
Doesn't seem good.
Thanks for everything. I guess I'll just see you around. I just, I don't want to really make these videos forever, I don't want to be known as the SpongeBob guy.
My boy, you really think they will care about your little films?
Why does this monster that he's talking to sound like something out of a Meat Canyon cartoon?
I am your muse. I have given you the gift of knowledge. If you wish to go back to anonymity, then be my guest. But I know who you really are.
Shin! Eva! We're going to the doctor! Almost had luck! Oh wait, sorry. This time it's Mommy's turn to see the doctor.
Bro, these are